Welcome back to the life with the Browns. I don't feel like I really have a choice to move to Utah. That was the sentence that said everything, even though it was wrapped in fear, frustration, and exhaustion. Kody wasn't talking about scenery or real estate. He was talking about survival, about how Utah feels hostile, about how his kids would be the ones put on the chopping block. And in that moment, the mask slipped. Because what he was really saying was this: running has become the family's default response. Robyn echoed it in her own way. She didn't want to keep moving.
She wanted to settle down.
Flagstaff was beautiful. The trees, the mountains, the illusion of peace. But every time the family unpacked, another argument started about where they should go next.
Utah.
Arizona. Somewhere else. Anywhere else. The constant instability wasn't just tiring, it was exposing a deeper truth. This family never actually put down roots. They only paused long enough for the next crisis to catch up. And then the whisper started. It began quietly, the way the most dangerous rumors always do. According to an anonymous post from someone claiming to be a former Flagstaff neighbor, a large SUV was seen idling late at night outside Kody and Robyn's house. Not for a minute or two, but nearly 20. Hazard lights blinking. Back seats stacked with what looked suspiciously like luggage. The poster claimed a man matching Kody's unmistakable ponytail was pacing near the mailbox, phone glued to his ear, scanning the street like someone who didn't want to be seen, or someone who was waiting for a signal. Another fan chimed in. This time, a self-described flight tracker junkie from Arizona. They claimed a last-minute booking appeared under the name B. Sullivan, a name long suspected by fans to be one of Robyn's aliases, on a red-eye international flight bound for Lisbon. Coincidence? Maybe. But then more screenshots appeared. More "I saw this too" comments. More uneasy details that didn't quite line up on their own, but together painted something far more chilling. One phrase kept repeating across forums and comment sections like an echo that wouldn't die: they're leaving tonight. And not just leaving the house. Not just stepping away from the show. Leaving the country. Kody himself had said it before in moments of frustration. I can't indulge that desire. I just can't. But insiders say that when the pressure mounts, Kody has a long history of threatening to disappear altogether. To uproot. To vanish. To start over somewhere no one knows his name. This time, sources claim it feels different. The alleged timeline is urgent. The alleged destination? International. And the alleged motivation? A toxic cocktail of TLC contract pressure, public humiliation, and an unraveling financial web that's becoming harder to outrun. One insider claims Robyn made a frantic call to her sister just last week, her voice shaking as she reportedly said, "We have to disappear for a while. I can't take this anymore." Another says Kody has been unusually paranoid, snapping at friends, warning people to keep things quiet while they figure out the next chapter. And that next chapter may already be in motion. There's no official confirmation, of course, but the coincidences keep stacking up. Unconfirmed but widely discussed passport activity. Alleged expedited renewals filed just 6 weeks ago for Robyn and her younger children. Around the same time, a Flagstaff notary was rumored to have signed off on 3 separate power of attorney documents connected to an R. Brown and A.K. Brown documents that would allow someone else to manage their U.S. affairs if they suddenly weren't here. Then came another bombshell. A former Sister Wives crew member claimed Kody abruptly canceled a scheduled TLC promotional shoot, citing illness. After that, he reportedly vanished from town altogether.
No social media. No sightings. No explanations.
As the whispers grow louder and the timeline tightens, it's starting to feel less like speculation and more like a countdown. The plane may not just be warming up. It may already be taxiing down the runway. But here's the part that makes this even more unsettling. If Kody and Robyn really are planning an escape, insiders say it's not about freedom, it's about consequences. Longtime followers of the Brown family saga believe this isn't an attempt to find peace. It's an attempt to outrun accountability. The backlash over Kody's treatment of Christine. The emotional abandonment of Janelle. The fractures with his older children that may never heal. And now, Growing questions about financial mismanagement, family money, alleged backroom PayPal transfers, and decisions that benefited one household while draining the rest. Kody Brown is no longer just the overbearing patriarch audiences argue about online. Behind the scenes, insiders say the pressure cooker is at a full boil. And when Kody feels cornered, history shows he doesn't fight. He flees. So the real question isn't are they leaving? It's how far are they willing to go to avoid what's coming next? Because if this escape is real, the fallout won't just be explosive, it will be impossible to outrun. He's a man under siege. And the whispers swirling around Kody Brown are more than just idle speculation. They hint at a man who feels trapped on all sides. One unverified but persistent rumor claims he's terrified of what Christine might reveal in her upcoming book. According to insiders, she's holding the receipts, documented evidence that could upend the carefully curated public image he's spent decades building. Fans online don't mince words. One bluntly posted he knows it. And that fear? It's said to be tangible. Then there's the financial pressure. Earlier this year, eagle-eyed fans uncovered a series of flagged property filings tied to the infamous Coyote Pass land, documents allegedly altered, delayed, or quietly redirected. A financial TikToker broke down the puzzle in a video that went viral, racking up over 200,000 views in just a few days. The video highlighted how proceeds from the partial sale of the land may not have been distributed among the wives as originally promised. Instead, speculation points to a suspiciously quiet transfer involving Robyn and a newly created LLC. Adding fuel to the fire, reports surfaced that Robyn recently consulted a Scottsdale-based international tax advisor. For observers, the picture seems ominous. Could Kody and Robyn be planning to flee a financial storm of their own making? And if so, was the timing accidental or meticulously calculated? According to sources close to the family, the stress hit a fever pitch as season 19's tell-all approached. Kody and Robyn were reportedly growing paranoid over what might come out on set. One insider claims Robyn refused to be mic'd until the very last minute, while Kody nearly walked off after being asked about the family trust. Off camera, emotions boiled over. Another alleged leak described Robyn breaking down in tears, whispering, "They're going to turn everyone against us. I can feel it." Whether or not cameras capture the moment, the emotional spiral seems real, and it may have sparked what insiders now describe as a get-out-while-you-can mentality. The Browns themselves, of course, have said nothing. Their silence online has been deafening. Kody hasn't posted in weeks. Robyn hasn't interacted with a single Sister Wives update, not even the official TLC promos. Their absence speaks louder than any post, like a signal to the world. Something is about to change, and nobody knows exactly what that change will look like. Meanwhile, family tensions simmer. Kody's frustration with constantly moving, settling disputes, and dealing with the fallout from Christine's revelations only adds pressure. Robyn's fears, the whispers of financial mismanagement, and the looming threat of public exposure are all converging into a single, explosive question. How far will the Browns go to escape the consequences closing in around them? The stage is set, the players are on edge, and one thing is clear. The life of the Browns is teetering on the brink of chaos, and the next move could be their most shocking yet. One Reddit user summed it up perfectly. When Kody's quiet, something's going down. And if the storm brewing in Arizona was enough to make fans nervous, what came next sent shockwaves through the fandom. Because this wasn't just emotional panic, it was allegedly backed by cold, hard currency. In the Browns' world, everything comes back to money, and this time, the trail was not only suspicious, it was chilling. Robyn had made it clear when the family moved to Flagstaff. She didn't want a transient lifestyle. The kids were happy here. Stability mattered. Yet, fans who meticulously tracked every Coyote Pass development, court filing, and LLC associated with the Browns began noticing irregularities this spring. County records quietly updated ownership of the final slice of Coyote Pass property. The sale had gone through, but the payout didn't follow the family trust channels everyone expected. Instead, a new private entity appeared as the beneficiary, tied to an address suspiciously close to Robyn's Flagstaff home. That's when the Reddit sleuths went into overdrive. One user claiming experience in Flagstaff escrow alleged a large wire transfer of over $1 million had been routed not to Christine, Janelle, or even Mary, but into an account managed by an LLC with a single officer, R. Sullivan. That name rings bells for longtime fans. It's widely suspected to be one of Robyn's aliases from before her public life. Shockwaves rippled through the fanbase when reports surfaced that the same LLC allegedly initiated a foreign currency wire to a European account just 3 days later. As one blunt commenter put it, "That's not retirement planning. That's an exit strategy." And it didn't stop there. Around the same time, rumors of PayPal transfer surfaced. Five-figure sums allegedly moved through an account resembling a charity tied to Robyn's old website, previously used for family merch and jewelry sales. Screenshots circulated showing a handle nearly identical to Robyn's maiden name, and the account had been flagged for suspicious activity on a forum. Fans began connecting dots, theorizing that cash could be quietly moving out of the country, one app at a time. A pattern emerged, repeated across Reddit deep dives, TikTok threads, and Facebook discussions. Follow the money, and you'll find the plane ticket. For many fans, sudden property sales, hush-hush wire transfers, aliases tied to Robyn, and whispers of an international escape fund looked like a smoking gun. Legal or not, the optics were disastrous, especially for Kody, who has long been the public face of the family's unraveling. Then a new theory emerged: Robyn's alleged destination. Sources suggest she wasn't aiming to remain anywhere in the continental United States. Kody may be the face of the chaos, but insiders claim Robyn is the brain behind the getaway, and her planning has been shockingly thorough. Multiple sources now allege Robyn has been quietly preparing for months, maybe even longer. One family acquaintance claimed she's been exploring dual citizenship loopholes, particularly in Portugal, which offers a golden visa to Americans with moderate financial assets. Another insider told a fan podcast that Robyn had a private consultation with an immigration attorney in Phoenix just 2 months ago. Every detail, every transfer, every legal maneuver fans have tracked points to one chilling possibility. This isn't just a whim. This is a well-orchestrated international exit, quietly unfolding while the public watches from the sidelines, oblivious to the strategy and stakes at play. The Browns' life of drama has always been visible. But now, the stakes have moved beyond reality TV, and fans are left asking the same question: who will be left behind, and who will vanish under the cover of night? The deeper you dig, the stranger it gets, and some of these details are downright eyebrow-raising. According to insiders, Robyn's goal may have been to establish legal residency in Europe for herself and the children. Whether the consultation with the immigration attorney actually happened is unconfirmed, but the timeline matches up with a trail of breadcrumbs that now looks less like coincidence and more like careful preparation. Take the Flagstaff UPS sightings, for example. Fans report Robyn was allegedly spotted 3 times in a single week, mailing manila envelopes to international addresses. The speculation? Some think they contained paperwork, translated birth certificates, notarized school records for the kids, possibly other documents necessary for residency or visas. Then there's a detail straight out of a thriller. One former neighbor claims to have overheard Robyn's youngest daughter practicing Portuguese on a language app while playing in the yard. Around that same time, Robyn's Instagram briefly went private, and a new burner account appeared under a name that loosely translates to Free Nest Mama, again in Portuguese. Fans wondered, coincidence or a dry run for a life already in motion? And the luggage? According to an anonymous post by a flight attendant on the Phoenix, New York overnight route, a family matching Robyn and Kody's description checked in with multiple oversized bags, looking anxious, each labeled with European airport codes in Sharpie. No photos exist, but in the world of social media sleuths, rumor spreads fast. Fans also pointed to a customs declaration guide Robyn supposedly downloaded from a Lisbon relocation agency last spring. One thread even claimed she had secured a short-term villa outside Lisbon, booked under the name R. Sullivan and paid with a U.S. LLC card. If true, this goes far beyond panic. It's a meticulously structured plan, requiring months of research, financial preparation, and secrecy. Insiders suggest Robyn has quietly laid every brick for this alleged escape. She may not be the one shouting in confessional interviews, but behind the scenes, she's orchestrating the move step by step. Some fans even speculate she's already shipped a portion of her belongings overseas, a move that would signal the plan is more than just theory. And that raises the ultimate question: if Robyn is the mastermind, what does that make Kody? The patriarch, once seen as the face of the family's drama, might now be following, an anxious partner in a flight plan designed mostly by his wife. Every envelope, every practice session, every burner account, and every unconfirmed villa booking paints a picture that feels less like reality TV chaos and more like a carefully plotted international escape, one that could change the future of the Browns forever. Just when it seemed Kody might still be in control, the story takes another turn, because someone else may be about to call the cops. The moment Christine and Janelle allegedly caught wind of the escape plan, the atmosphere shifted from confusion to fury. Sources close to the family say it was Christine who sounded the alarm first. She'd been hearing whispers from Flagstaff about canceled appointments, packed boxes, and a van leaving Robyn's property at strange hours. Then, according to insiders, one of her daughters forwarded a screenshot from a private Instagram account showing Robyn's youngest child with a backpack in what looked like an airport lounge. Christine reportedly exploded. "If he tries to take those kids out of the country without telling us, I will stop that plane." It might sound dramatic, but these are not just Kody's children. Christine and Janelle still have legal and emotional custody ties to the younger Browns. If an international relocation were attempted without the express written consent of all legal guardians, it could constitute international parental abduction under federal law. That's the kind of situation that draws attention not just from ex-wives, but from the State Department itself. Fans have even pointed out that a perceived attempt to bypass custody agreements could trigger a travel hold on the children's passports. And insiders say, if the escape plan has progressed as far as rumored, Kody and Robyn may already be on borrowed time. The stakes get higher. Christine and Janelle are reportedly taking preemptive legal action to freeze domestic assets. A financial blogger tracking reality star business records claims Christine's legal team filed a motion to prevent the dissolution of a shared LLC that once managed the family's income. If granted, that could block any overseas transfers tied to that entity. One fan joked, "Christine just booby-trapped their bank accounts," and if true, it may be the only thing standing between Robyn's alleged relocation fund and liftoff. But it's not just about money. The focus is on the kids' safety. Sources say the former wives fear Kody's desperation is clouding his judgment. As one friend allegedly warned, this isn't about love or faith anymore. This is about escape and control. And with Christine and Janelle mobilizing, insiders now describe the situation as less of a fractured family and more of a full-scale war. Meanwhile, the next generation is starting to speak up. When Coyote Brown and Tony Padron sat down for a casual live-stream Q&A, the conversation unexpectedly turned explosive, focusing on Kody's favoritism, especially toward Aspen. Tony claimed it was never subtle. Aspen was treated like a princess, while other children had to fight for scraps of attention. Kelty nodded and added, it was always obvious who mattered most. For fans, that confirmation peeled back the curtain on years of emotional favoritism and revealed the rotting core of the Brown family dynamic. And with whispers of an international escape, that favoritism now feels weaponized. Multiple fan accounts claim only certain children were informed about the alleged departure plans. According to one source, Robyn's kids had their bags packed over a week ago, while those linked to Christine and Janelle were kept in the dark. Even 2 adult children reportedly found out via social media threads, their attempts to call Kody going straight to voicemail. The emotional fallout is intense. An insider said a Brown sibling group chat lit up like wildfire after the live stream, with messages ranging from disbelief to rage. A widely circulated, but unverified, screenshot read, "He's really doing it. Getting on a plane." The sentiment is raw, and it appears the adult siblings are uniting in a way they never have before. The unspoken implication? If Kody wants to flee with a hand-picked subset of the family, he'll be doing it without the blessing or silence. of the rest of his children. Rumor suggests that some adult kids may even be cooperating with legal counsel representing Christine and Janelle, not out of revenge, but out of genuine fear for the younger siblings caught in a cross-continental tug-of-war. What started as favoritism, secrecy, and panic has evolved into something much bigger. As one fan put it bluntly, it's not about revenge. It's about protection. And in the world of the Browns, that simple word might be the only thing standing between order and complete chaos. With emotions at a breaking point and old wounds ripped wide open, it's starting to feel like the entire Brown family structure is collapsing under the weight of Kody's choices. While the siblings scramble and Christine and Janelle tighten their legal grip, another battle is quietly igniting behind the scenes. This time, it's not family versus family. It's Kody versus the network and the contract he may have just shattered. Because behind the scenes, this drama isn't just personal anymore. It's professional. And if Kody and Robyn really are trying to slip out of the country, insiders say they may have walked straight into a legal firestorm with TLC itself. According to whispers from someone claiming ties to the production crew, the couple's alleged disappearance could violate key clauses in their filming contract, specifically those tied to season continuity and mandatory network promotion. This isn't about missing a few scenes. It's about potentially breaching a multi-year agreement with unfinished deliverables. And according to one source, TLC's legal team is not amused. Let's rewind. Season 19 has been filming for months. Most of it is already in the can. But the final tell-all interviews? Still in progress. And that's exactly where the cracks started to show. A production assistant allegedly told a fan blog that Kody and Robyn began refusing filming requests weeks ago, citing stress and safety concerns. Robyn reportedly demanded written approval before anyone could enter her home. Kody allegedly skipped 2 scheduled interview slots entirely, leaving producers scrambling. Now, with rumors swirling that they've either fled or are preparing to flee, the situation turns serious. Are they trying to sever ties with the show without paying the price? If so, it won't be cheap. Industry insiders familiar with TLC contracts estimate that breaking a main cast agreement mid-season, especially without formal written notice, could trigger 6- to 7-figure penalties. Add in possible breaches of confidentiality or NDAs, especially if production details are discussed outside the U.S., and things get even messier. One entertainment lawyer wrote online, if this is a deliberate breach and they've left the country, TLC could pursue them internationally. That's not unheard of. And here's the kicker. If any TLC-linked business accounts or company funds were used to finance even part of this alleged escape, auditors could get involved. There's even unconfirmed chatter that a cease and desist letter has already been drafted. Whether it's been served, or whether the network is holding back to avoid a headline war, is still unclear. But if Kody and Robyn boarded a plane without notifying TLC, insiders say they may have just burned their final bridge in American media. One fan summed it up perfectly. They ran this family like a business, and then ghosted their biggest client. And once legal paperwork collides with airport paperwork, there's only one direction this story can go next. Because if Portugal really is the endgame, we need to ask why that country keeps coming up and what Robyn may have already secured overseas. At first, the Portugal theory was just a whisper.
Now,
it's a roar. According to multiple Reddit threads and a Portuguese expat group that has since gone private, someone matching Robyn's profile was asking pointed questions about visa options and dual citizenship pathways as early as last fall. One moderator of a relocation advice page claimed a woman calling herself Sully Brown asked about property rental laws, homeschooling regulations, and, most telling, how quickly a Portuguese bank account could be opened without local ID. She was careful, the moderator wrote, but it was obvious she was preparing to live there, not vacation. Then came the breadcrumbs. A fan-run TikTok stitched together what appeared to be real estate search history linked to Robyn's public browser activity before her accounts went private. Villas near Faro. Townhomes in Cascais. Filters for international schools and low tourist traffic. Another fan claimed an Airbnb host in the Algarve confirmed a recent booking under the name Sullivan R, using a Flagstaff billing address. The account vanished shortly after, but screenshots live on. One image showed a white stucco villa overlooking the sea. The caption read, "Our new safe place." Unverified?
Yes.
Hard to ignore? Absolutely. Portugal isn't a random choice. It's one of the top destinations for Americans relocating abroad, especially those with assets and legal clouds overhead. The Golden Visa program makes residency attainable through investment. And civil contract disputes? Not covered by extradition. Fans believe Robyn knew exactly what she was doing. Some even noticed she liked to post about Lisbon schooling options back in March, before her account went private. Another user found traces of a Portuguese online shopping order tied to her former email, complete with a now-scrubbed shipping address. And Kody? Sources say he's been far less involved in the logistics. He's the face. She's the function. One insider believes Robyn may have already moved sensitive items overseas, documents, photos, heirlooms. If true, this isn't an escape hatch. It's a fully staged second life waiting quietly across the Atlantic. But here's where everything exploded. The internet caught wind, and fans mobilized with one unified mission: stop that plane.